Okay, what I want to show you here is how to create threads for your bottles. Now, initially what you might think is you want to go in here and do threads, okay, where we can come in here, we can pick our surface, and we can create some threads in here. Really, this is not the way you want to do this for a bottle, because these threads are for metal objects, okay, like a bolt or a screw. So this is really not what you want to do when you're doing a bottle. The better method is to come in here and you're going to do a coil. Okay, so we want to start off by placing the coil on this plane, and we're going to place it at the bottom. And then what we want to do is take it, and we're placing these on the outside. This is like the neck of the bottle. So I'm gonna let this interpenetrate just a little bit. So it's going to go into it a little bit, and then we're going to get something like this. Now, defaults to cut. We don't want to cut, and we don't want to join. What we're going to do is make a new body. Now, you can decide here how many turns you want, and then I can grab here and pull it down, so this is actually going around your object. And we can go in here and pull here to determine how far we want the threads to come out. Now eventually what I'm going to do is to come in here and I'm going to fillet this edge, because these are way too sharp, but this will get us started. Okay, now we don't want to join it. We want to create it as a new body because we want to be able to manipulate it. You can determine how many turns you want. 3 turns is pretty standard, but you can do more turns if you want to. Now by default, when you come in, this is set to circular, and what we want is triangular, and we want external because we're putting them on the outside. Now you would use internal if we were putting this on the cap. And then I'm going to squish this down a little bit more, and then I'm going to, I think that's okay. And I just need to make sure it was clipping in, which it is. And I'm going to click OK. All right, now I can come in here, and what I need to do is to move this up so it's not going around it here. So I'm going to go move, pick it, and then I can slide this up. And then there it's going around it. Now I want to leave some space at the top and the bottom, and so this looks pretty good. I might go in and readjust it a little bit. I think I may go in, I'm going to go back and edit the feature, and I'm just going to bring it down a little bit more, set that in, edit the position, and then I'm going to move it back up a little bit. So I'm trying to get it where it pretty much, this distance and that distance is about the same. You can always come back and adjust it. And I don't want it to go right to the edge. I want a little bit of a space in here because I'm going to fillet this. Okay, so that looks pretty good. All right, so the next thing I want to do is come in here and I want to fillet this edge. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go fillet, and then I'm going to fillet the edge by pulling it in so I get more of a rounded, which is better for plastic or glass. Now, eventually what we're going to do is attach this to it, but I want to show you there is a difference if you attach it first. So you can see how this is nice and rounding this. But if I cancel this, and what I do right now is I join these two together. So I pick this and I pick this to join these together. And now I come in here and I come in and I do the fillet. You'll see it keeps a much sharper edge to it. which I don't really want. So I don't want to join it, so I'm going to delete this join until after I've done the fillet. Okay, so pick the edge again, and we're going to do the fillet and pull it in so we get a nice rounded look to it. Now another thing I want to do is I want these ends rounded too. So I'm just going to hold down the control key, and then I'm going to pick the end here, and then I need to go around over here. Hold down the control key and pick these two there. And then that's pretty much what I want right there. And that's a nice rounded edge. Okay, so now I want to combine these together. So I'm going to go here and there and combine those together. And then what I want to do is I need to get a fillet on this inside edge. Now you can go in here and grab the edge to fillet it, but another way to do it is fillet the surface. So if I go up here and I go modify fillet and I pick this surface, now when I go in here and I start pushing a fillet in here, it's going to do fillet for the entire surface. That's too much, maybe something like that. So it's giving me a fillet on the top, softening it, and it's also filleting around that, and it's filleting around my edges down here too. I may go a little bit more. And let's look at, we're going to try one. And I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to go with that. And now that will soften that transition all the way through there. It gives me a little bit on my lip there, and of course, you know, eventually what I'll end up doing is coming back and I will fillet this in here as well, so that we don't nobody cuts themselves on the glass or the plastic. And that's how you create your threads for your bottle, whether it's a glass bottle. Some of you doing glass bottles, some are plastic bottles, and so we want a fatter kind of a thread. And so the coil is the better way to do it, not thread. Use coil. And there was questions about right-handed or left-handed. All threads are right-handed in the United States, unless there was some reason for somebody was to wanted something to be able to screw together counterclockwise, which does happen sometimes, but we want to be able to screw it clockwise, so it'll be right-handed. So that is how you make threads for your bottles. Hopefully that helps you guys. All right, thank you.